Well, President Joe Biden announced this week that the U.S. will allow 30,000 migrants per month from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela to enter the country and be able to work legally for up to 2 years. Here with us today is immigration attorney Kate Lincoln-Goldfinch of Lincoln-Goldfinch Law. Kate, thanks for being with us on the program. What kind of message does Biden's visit to the border send to migrants or to people who are trying to enter the U.S.?
Frankly, I don't think it sends all that much of a message. The truth is we have thousands of migrants who are desperate. They're seeking asylum. They've gathered at the border over the 2 years of border closure, and they're used to hearing changes on MPP, on Title 42, on parole. And, you know, if you imagine these people are homeless, they're desperate, they're not exactly glued to the news, they don't really know what this means, and so all they hear is there's some new announcement, but it doesn't, in my experience, 15 years working with migrants, it doesn't really impact their decisions when these things happen.
So when they hear things like this, if they hear things like this limit of 30,000 migrants a month, enter legally as long as they travel by plane, get a sponsor, pass background checks, does it change how they try to seek asylum at all?
I think it's not going to probably impact all that much the people on the border with Mexico who are already seeking asylum. Now, people from these 4 countries who are still in their home countries who happen to have a sponsor in the U.S., they may apply and get on the wait list rather than coming. So it may have a little bit of a cooling effect, but the numbers are limited and we're still going to have a lot of people who want their chance to apply for asylum. And we don't, at this point, under Biden's new announcement, have a way to screen people for asylum or make an individualized case-by-case determination about who would qualify, which is really what we need to do under our asylum laws.
We know today that Governor Abbott handed Biden a letter with a lot of his normal criticism that we hear about all the time, but also suggesting some actions to take to secure the border. Some of those include resuming construction of the border wall and, in his words, aggressively prosecuting those who enter between ports of entry. You've read that letter. What are your thoughts on that letter?
I'm not surprised. I think that Abbott is continuing this rhetoric of migrants equals drug trafficking and fentanyl, and those two things are not the same. We have to remember that most of these migrants are fleeing cartel violence. They're vulnerable to cartel violence. These people seeking asylum are not the same people who are trafficking fentanyl into the United States. So I think that that's dangerous rhetoric. I also think that we know that a border wall isn't what we need as a country, as a nation, to calm down some of this immigration chaos that we have. Frankly, what we need is an immigration reform system passed by Congress that reflects the needs of the U.S. economy for immigrant labor and gives a way for people who want to come here and work a way to do that lawfully. We don't, at this point, have a system for people to do that.
We've got just a little bit of time left. So real quick, we hear a lot about what's wrong with the immigration system. Are we doing anything right?
I'm a look on the bright side kind of person generally, but it's difficult for me to think of something that we're doing well from a legislative or an executive angle. But to all of the people who are dreamers, who are immigrants themselves, who are supporters of immigrants, who believe that this nation is special because of its diversity, and they are bringing forth kindness and love to each other, that's what we're doing right.
All right, Kate, thanks so much for being with us on the program.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Spectrum News 1.